All right, everyone, how's it going? So I came out here and I'm going to start recording a song now. So I came out earlier this morning and I was just messing around on this guitar and I came up with a riff idea. So I had recorded it on my phone and I put it up on Instagram to just, say, hey, I have a song idea, here it is. So I'll show that to you right now. Okay, so now that you saw that, you get the idea. So basically, yeah, the riff is this. That plays 4 times, and that's going to be the verse idea. Then for a pre-chorus, I basically just do like an E. It's basically an E5. It's just a whole lot of E's and B's. Then I do a G sharp minor, leaving the B and the E string open on top. It just kind of sounds cool. Then I do this little F sharp chord, and then I go to A major, all leaving the B and the E string to just kind of like drone on top. I'm going to do that twice, then I'm going to go into what's the chorus part, basically the same exact chords, except I'm going to drop them down an octave. And it's a slightly different order. Instead of G sharp, then F sharp, it's F sharp, then G sharp. They both end on the A, though. So that's the idea. All right, so let's start recording this. I just tapped out a tempo and figured out what it was right before I turned the camera on. I came up with 138 beats per minute. Now, that's actually technically like double time, but I figured it would be a little easier to just play to having just kind of like a fast beat. So I have a drum loop going, and that's going to be kind of annoying while I'm recording this, so just bear with me. Later, I'm going to replace it with an actual drum part. Now, I use my electronic kit, which is located directly behind me. I have an acoustic drum room in the studio, but that's 2 flights of stairs down, so being in here alone, I can't really hit record up here and then run down. And I don't have an extra computer to do like a remote recording thing, so I just use the electronic drum set. I'm going to use some sounds that I just have as like monitoring sounds while I'm tracking, and they're just kind of crappy, so it's not going to be the greatest sounding thing. But then at the end, I change them over to Spirit Drummer 3, so I get like a nice sounding drum set. That's basically a couple acoustic shells. I put mesh heads, duct tape some pin deck triggers on the thing, and then I ran it into my Yamaha DTX module that runs into my interface, then runs into my computer, and that's where I'm triggering the sounds. So right now I'm using this guitar, which is an Ovation acoustic. It's kind of a nice guitar. It has a different sound, which I actually like because I just kind of want the string strumming sound. And it also has a plastic back. It's got a wood front and a plastic back. I like that because I am terrible with acoustics. I always beat the crap out of them, so this thing I can't really hurt. So I just really like the sound of it. I also put some electric strings on it because unlike a lot of acoustics where you'd have to worry about the tension and stuff, the electric strings work on this thing, and it makes it easier to play, so I can just kind of do fast stuff much easier than I would be able to. So it's kind of nice that way. All right, let's get tracking here. So just like I do when I do my electric guitars, I'm going to do a right and a left. So this is going to be the left side, and then I do the right side. I don't really know why. I just do it in that order. Basically, I'm going to do this once and then repeat it again. When I show you these videos, I don't really show after the first chorus because mostly my song structure is verse, chorus, or verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and then I repeat it 3 times, and I put like a guitar solo on the third verse. Let's just get to it. So like I said, bear with the annoying drum part, but it's just a little less annoying than a metronome clicking, and it's easier to play too, so I just kind of like it. Let me do a practice run just to make sure the speed is good, because I said it a little earlier. That should work. Okay, so that's the left side done. Now I'm going to do the right side. Okay, so right side's done. Now I'm going to layer some electric guitar on it. So give me a second to take this mic down and grab my electric guitar. All right, I'm back. I just grabbed my Strat. So I'm going to use this to like overlay on top of the acoustic. I just really like the sound of this thing right on the in-between setting. So I'm using the bridge in the middle pickup. And then you turn the volume down quite a bit and it just sounds really nice. Okay, so left side is done. Now I'm going to do the right side. now I'm going to do the dubs, which I think I'm going to switch guitars. I brought my Steinberger in, so I'm going to go to that. So I kind of just want a little bit of a higher gain sound to layer on top of the chorus part, and that guitar works better for that. So let me grab it. Okay, so grab my Steinberger, obviously. Now, I'm going to do probably nothing at all in the verse, and then I'm going to go into the pre-chorus and just do octaves of the chords I was doing. So the E, G sharp, F sharp, and A. Kind of like that. Although I might let the B and the E string ring. I'm basically just muting the D string with my first finger and then just letting the rest of them go wide open because I'm in E major. Now, I was planning on not doing a whole lot of songs in E major, but this one just kind of came out that way, so why not? I just say that because I keep writing songs in E major for some reason. Yeah, so, and then the chorus, I'm probably just going to do one side, I'll go up, G sharp. Just like the chorus, except this time an octave higher, and then the other side I'll do like kind of like that or something, just to add a little bit of a harmony part in there and thicken up the chords. So that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna hit record and let this go. Okay, so that's the left side. Now I'm going to do the right side. So the chorus part will be slightly different, but other than that, it's pretty much going to be the same thing. Okay, right side done. Now, I might do like a little bit of a lead line or something like that in the chorus, so let me see. All right, so now I'm going to do the right side for that. And that should be the last one before the guitar solo, so let me get that going. Let's start on this G sharp. That's not G sharp. Okay, so that one's done. Now, basically, I just have a guitar solo left. That should do it. All right, I have my bass guitar. Let's tune this up a little bit. It's probably out. Yeah, flat. Really flat. So I'm just going to kind of like walk around in the key. So let me improv a little bit. Okay, so I'm not going to do the drums quite yet. So I was like listening back, and something has been driving me kind of nuts while I hear it. It's like not exactly out of key, but like when I was doing the one overdub, where I was instead of following the chorus progression, I was going down. So I went D sharp over the F sharp, which I mean should kind of work, but it sounded like butt, and it was just driving me crazy. So I like muted that guitar, and all of a sudden it cleaned up and sounded so much better. So I think I'm just gonna redo that guitar part, and I'm gonna just do what I was doing in the left side, which was just following in octaves going right up. It's a little more boring, but it's just not gonna have like a really dissonant, annoying sound to me. So here we go. All right, guys, how's it going? So I decided to move the microphone over here instead of over there where I always put it, and I can actually face the camera now. So I'm just going to do this for tonight and then call it and then do the vocals tomorrow. Let me turn the mic off because these cymbal pads are kind of annoying. They're not loud in the room, but they pick up on this mic like crazy, and like there's like reflections off the wall. So let me shut the mic off and start tracking. That's it. The drums are tracked. Now I'm going to go ahead and go in for the night, and then I'll come out tomorrow sometime and do the vocals. So cool. See you in a little bit because, yeah. Okay, guys, so it's the next day. I just came out. It's in the morning. It's like, well, it's not too early. It's like 10 a.m. I was doing some stuff in the house and stuff after I woke up, so I just came out here now. Brought my coffee and I drank it. So anyway, I'm gonna start doing some vocal scratch tracks. So I kind of have an idea already because I came out here and I was throwing down some stuff that I do sometimes underneath my guitar parts, which is just like synth stuff. So it just kind of like elevates the sound a little bit. It's like barely there. It just kind of like, if you have headphones on, you can hear it. Sometimes if you're in the car or something like that, you probably won't even notice it. But it's just like subtle stuff. So here it is. So it's like a choir thing going, and then like just like a keyboard type thing, and it's just like gonna go underneath the chorus and the pre-chorus. I do have it in the verse too, but it's basically just doing exactly what the guitar is doing, just to thicken up the guitar tone. So it just kind of helps it. I got that from some band I was watching on YouTube, and they do that in their recordings, and like all of their guitar tones were like amazing. And I was like, how the hell do they make it sound like that? And I was like watching, and then the guy was like, oh, what we do is we have this little synth part, and any of the like one note guitar lines we do, we just kind of like put this underneath instead of, you know, overdubbing many guitars that just have the exact same sound, and it just really helps it. So you might not be able to do it live unless you were playing to backing tracks, but I'm not playing live, so I don't care. So this is what it sounds like now with the music. So yeah, you can barely tell it's there. There's one little section right at the end of the verse riff where I have the part like slightly deviate, so you can just kind of hear it then, but mostly it just blends in with the guitar. The very end of the phrase, it just does like a little arpeggio instead of what the guitar is doing, which is just strumming on the A chord. And then here's the chorus. Actually, that's the pre-chorus, my bad. And then the chorus part sounds like this. Now that's standing out a little bit, but I don't mind it. I just think it sounds cool. And then when I do my vocals now, it'll, you know, you'll notice it less because the vocals are going to be there. Yeah, so it's not like it has to be like completely gone. It just depends what you're going for. You can completely bury it and just help the guitar tone a little bit, or you can bring it up because, you know, I did in this case because I just think it sounds cool underneath there. So I'm not really worried about, like, you know, if anyone's like, oh, you're using fake stuff. It's, you know, just a keyboard part, big deal. So, yeah, let me come up with a verse. Okay, so what I just did there, that's a scratch track, so it's like a memory aid, so I don't forget the melody like I just did because I was talking. Now I gotta come up with a pre-chorus, so give me a sec. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's a scratch track. So I'm kind of dancing around. The coffee is running through me. So I'm going to go right in. And now I got the scratch track down. So that's going to work. So I have like a memory aid. So I can come back in and I'm going to start writing lyrics. Once I come in and do that, I'll speed up the footage because that part's a little bit boring to watch. It's just me writing on a notepad and playing the thing over and over and testing it out by singing it. So once I get done with that, then I'm going to just start tracking. So, all right, give me a second. I gotta pee. Okay, so I got the lyrics written, so let's just start practicing this. All right. Okay, I think I can do this, so let me give it a shot. Hopefully I don't mess up the lyrics, because that's the main thing. Burning, burn out, feeling like my head just might explode. I got 'em down for now. Dead stuff, bad luck, giving into every misdirect. Got 'em down for now. Giving up everything I've known. I'm setting out, I'm leaving on another night. Might kill me all the same. When you shine your light, will my eyes be open wide as the scene unfolds around us? Make time. So in typical fashion, when I got to the third chorus after waiting through the solo, I just completely forgot the melody, so I'm going to do it again. Happens a lot. When you shine your light, will my eyes be open wide as the sea flows around us? When I hear your voice, will I understand the words as the sea unfolds around us? Okay, there we go. Last chorus is done. So now I'm going to do some overdubs. So basically that's going to be like two of them, and I put them off to the sides a little bit, like technically minus 35 and plus 35. Panned left and right, and then the one I just did is going to go up the center. So if I do these a little bit better than the main chorus part, because I'm just going to dub the chorus, nothing else really. Actually, I probably will do the pre-chorus, but if I dub any part and then I sing it slightly better on the dubs, I'll probably like take that little phrase or whatever I sang and like slide it up into the main one and slide the main one down into the dub just to like create a slightly better main vocal part. So that's kind of how I do my vocals as far as like, you know, getting a really perfect take, because basically from those other two, there's going to be notes where I just like sang slightly more on key, slightly better. So that's what I do. It's It's a little bit easier than like running tuning programs and stuff, because you can kind of hear that, and this like works really well. And the thing is, with the overdubs, they create a nice chorusing effect. So if you have a tuning program running and it puts them all perfectly in tune, the chorusing effect disappears and you're just basically making the volume increase. But if you put these really low, because like they're really low in volume, and then you put them underneath the main vocal and they're slightly off because, human error and stuff, then they create an effect where it kind of like just makes the vocals sound a little bit bigger than they are. So that's what I like to do. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the pre-chorus or not, so I got to listen to it. I'm giving up everything I know. Okay, I might do it, and then I might put a harmony on the chorus, depending. So I'll see. I'm giving up everything I know. I'm setting out. I'm leaving alone. Another night might kill me all the same. When you shine. So now I'm going to do another one. That was going to be like the left side. This one's going to be the right side. I'm giving up everything I've known. I'm setting out. I'm leaving alone. Another night might kill me all the same. When you shine your light, will my eyes be open wide as the scene unfolds around us? Make time. See, like that one, the chorus felt really good, so that's probably actually going to be the main chorus in the end, so I'll have to see. I'm giving up everything I've known. I'm setting out. I'm leaving alone. Another night might kill me all the same. I'm giving up everything I've known. I'm setting out. I'm leaving alone. When you shine your light, will my eyes be open wide as the sea unfolds around us? When you shine your light, will my eyes be open wide as the sea? Okay, so that's it for the dubs. Make sure I save. Okay, so now I have to come up with a chorus harmony, maybe. When you shine your light. I'm just not hearing anything that I think would be good, so I'm going to leave it go. Okay, so that's it. So basically, I'm just going to mix down the vocals now. Everything else is pretty much pre-mixed, which I don't really recommend doing that, for most people, but I do so many of these, I kind of know where everything sits, so I can, just kind of like put everything where it needs to be, and they just micro adjust as I need to. So right now, the vocals are, nothing's on them. They're pan center, they're blah. They sound crappy. So the main one, like I said, is just going to get like EQ, compression, reverb on it. It's going to just sit right where it is pretty much volume wise. But then the other ones, they're going to get turned down quite a bit. They're going to get panned. They're going to also get reverb and such that kind of like blends them in with the first one. They get run to a bus. They get a second compressor. They get a tape saturation thing, and then a preamp plug-in. They're all just kind of adding a little bit of saturation to them, so like they get a little more harmonic resonance, and they like stick out through the mix. It's barely there. It's just kind of like it just helps. That said, I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to edit the video down, and you're going to see all of these parts being put up on a split screen, and I'm going to be playing it over the final mix. So look forward to that. Here it comes now.